most of us have more clothes than we even realize. Like it's that whole conundrum of having the closet full of clothes, but nothing to wear because we don't know how to pair them up, right? And we don't think about new and different ways to wear the things that we already own. We think that the solution to getting dressed every day is going out and buying more clothing, when in reality, it's making the most out of what you already have. So that is the first step.
Welcome to the Mompreneur Life Remix podcast, where you will learn how to remix your mompreneur life so that you can win at work without losing yourself in the process. Hi, my name is Martine Williams, and I am your host and CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer. And this podcast is your one-stop shop to creating a burnout-proof life and business and elevating your clarity, confidence, and courage. Friends, it's time to say goodbye to being the yes girl and hello to creating healthy boundaries, healthy mindsets, and healthy habits. Your next breakthrough starts here. This is the Mompreneur Life Remix podcast. Let's do this. Well, hey friends, if you ever struggle with the empty stare into your closet and you have the thought, what am I going to wear today? Or I'm overwhelmed with my closet, or it's just going to be too much work, take too much time to put myself together. Today's episode is for you. I'm so excited about today's guest, Alison Lumbatis, who is the founder of Outfit Formulas, which is an online styling program that's helped over 100,000 women build wardrobes and get dressed every single day. We had just a fantastic conversation around style and simplifying style, what it looks like to simplify your closet and to dress for the body that you're in today, that you're worthy today of feeling great in your clothes and the clothes that you have now. So I'm really excited for you to hear this. Alison is a best-selling author of the ultimate book for Outfit Formulas. She believes that every woman deserves to have access to great style and is worthy of feeling confident in her clothes right now. So you're going to love this episode. She is precious. You're going to follow her also on Instagram and all the things when you get done with this episode. So without further ado, let's get to it, friends. Well, welcome back, friends, to the Mompreneur Life Remix podcast. Today, we have an amazing turquoise talk guest. When I saw her on Instagram and loved what she was talking about, I knew I wanted to have her on the show. So thank you so much, Alison, for taking the time to come on today and talk about style. Like, there's so many things we could talk about. So I'm excited to have you on.
Yes, I am super excited to be here.
So tell us just in the beginning, like a little bit about you, how you became an entrepreneur, and just kind of your story, your family. And I know stories can be so inspiring for other people to hear.
Yeah, so I would say that I'm not the traditional entrepreneur, except for the fact that I created a solution for my own life, which you will find that a lot of business ideas come from that place, right?
Yeah.
Well, I had started working from home back in 2012. I'd been in corporate America for about 14 years, working as a telecom engineer. And I got this incredible opportunity to work from home, which I was super excited about. But the thing that surprised me the most about this was that, over the course of working from home for about 3 months, I started noticing some things that were changing. I wasn't feeling as motivated. I had stopped working out. I wasn't getting dressed in, real clothes in the morning. I would just throw on my faded black yoga pants, my oversized sweatshirt, pull my hair back in the ponytail and call it a day.
Yeah.
I wasn't cooking meals that were as healthy. It just was kind of like the snowball effect of things that were happening around me that I couldn't quite put my finger on. So I sat down one night and I was trying to racking my brain, trying to come up with a solution to why does everything feel so out of control? Why do I feel so overwhelmed right now? And the thing that I kept coming back to was that I stopped getting dressed every day. I stopped getting ready in the mornings. I wasn't holding myself accountable to keeping any kind of schedule or any kind of, keeping hours per se. And I really just craved and needed that routine. So I decided that the next morning I would wake up and instead of throwing on the yoga pants, I'd actually take a shower, put on a little bit of makeup, fix my hair, and put on some jeans and a t-shirt. So I did that this first day. And I was just amazed at how much better I felt just by taking this one small step, right? So that afternoon, when I picked my daughter up from school and she got in the car and looked at me, she said, "Mommy, what happened to you?" And I said, "What?" And she said, "You look pretty today." And I think that was kind of my wake up call to say that this isn't just affecting me. It's like, it's affecting people in my sphere of influence too. And so from that day forward, I decided I want to make an effort to get up and get dressed. I don't have to have a fancy wardrobe. I'm working from home, but I at least need a functional wardrobe, something that works for my lifestyle. And I think the biggest issue in that was that the clothes I had in my closet worked great for an office in corporate America, but I couldn't justify spending the money to reinvent my wardrobe for my new work from home lifestyle. And just really giving myself permission to do that was huge. And the way that this all ties into what I'm doing today is that I needed an accountability partner in order to do this. And blogging ended up being the solution to that. And I just started blogging about my journey, posting the outfits that I was putting together, talking about the things that I was buying as I was rebuilding my wardrobe. And it turned out that I think part of this was just like luck of timing, because a lot of women in that time period were looking for those cute, casual, put together looks. And if you went back in time to Pinterest or Instagram or anything back in those days, in the early days, influencers were posting very dressy haute couture looks. They weren't really focusing on the everyday mom outfit. And I think that that's really where I was able to kind of meet my audience and grow a community around the Get Your Pretty On blog, which has led to launching the Outfit Formula styling program, which has led to the hundreds of thousands of women, you know, using this style advice every day to get dressed too. So that's really my origin story of coming from this place of being stuck in this yoga pants rut to really just needing to figure out a framework for getting dressed again. And that's truly what Outfit Formulas became.
Yeah. I love that story for so many reasons. One, just you seeing a problem and it was a problem of your own and finding a solution, and then sharing that with others. You know, I think that is so much of the entrepreneur journey. If you just look back, and for those that are listening that are entrepreneurs, you know, that's probably either the company you're representing, if you're in direct sales or network marketing, is probably it was a solution to the problem that you have. Or if you have your own Etsy shop or something like that, it probably did come from this place of creating something that you needed. And then now you're able to provide that for others. And I just love the heart and the passion behind that and entrepreneurship. And I know there's someone listening right now who's sitting in their yoga pants and their hair is in a messy bun and she's trying to get it done. And I know you're not about perfection for sure, but for someone who's been in that rut, you know, she's gotten comfortable. I've been there. You just said that you were too. And you don't realize how much of an impact this is having, not just on your daily productivity, but like you said, like your kids and probably your spouse and how you interact with other people. You just show up differently when you kind of put yourself together. So for someone who's kind of in that rut right now, what would you say to her? Like, what's her first step?
Yes, I know. I think the problem is when we get stuck in that rut, we get overwhelmed, right? Because we're not even sure where to start. We need somebody to say, please just tell me the first thing that I can do. And sometimes it's as simple as walking into your closet, pulling out your favorite pair of jeans. If you're not a jeans person, that's fine. Whatever you're wearing on the lower half of your body. If you have something that you currently like, then finding some new ways to style that. So my favorite tip that shortcuts this process is some days I just walk in my closet. I still do this to this day, and I'll grab something like my gray jeans or my black jeans. And then I'll head to Pinterest and I'll type in black jeans outfits for women, or black jeans casual outfits for fall, or black jeans outfits with sneakers or something like that, just to kind of get that inspiration, because most of us have more clothes than we even realize. Like it's that whole conundrum of having the closet full of clothes, but nothing to wear because we don't know how to pair them up. Right. And we don't think about new and different ways to wear the things that we already own. We think that the solution to getting dressed every day is going out and buying more clothing, when in reality, it's making the most out of what you already have. So that is the first step I would recommend. Just grab that pair of jeans or whatever you want to style for that day, lay it on your bed, and start playing in your clothes, just like we used to do when we were teenagers. We don't really do that as much as adult women. And it's such a powerful thing that you can just kind of play around, see what works for you. I like to lay my jeans out on the bed, and then I'll go and grab a top that goes with them. And then maybe a topper, like a cardigan or a moto jacket or a denim jacket. And then I go and grab some footwear, like my sneakers or my mules or a pair of ankle boots. And then I just take my phone and I snap a photo of that pairing and I
Mhm.
keep going. Like I'll swap out all the pieces and start all over again and build a new pairing around that item so that over time I end up with this little catalog of outfits that I can go to
Yeah.
on my phone so that the next time I'm getting ready to run out the door to that lunch with my girlfriends or whatever, that meeting that I'm going to, I can just pull up that album and scroll through those photos. And when I try on those outfits or when I wear them for the day, I snap a selfie in the mirror and add it to that album too, so that I can go back in there and style those outfits over and over again once I find those winners, because I think it's just that decision fatigue, right? When we walk into the closet and we're overwhelmed with options and choices and we're like, I don't even remember what I wore last week, right?
Mhm.
Oh, well, I'm just going to go on my phone and look at these outfits that I already have. So it's really about taking those baby steps in the right direction, because if you think about reinventing your wardrobe, it is so overwhelming and
Yeah.
it's something that doesn't happen in a short time frame. Outfit Formulas members report that it takes them about a year
Mhm.
to get to a place where they feel like, I really have my basics. I don't feel like I have to shop much at all anymore because I love what's in my closet. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid to curate your closet over time and just start small with a few outfits that become your go-tos and start building from there.
Yeah. So much good information. I watched some video that you did that was talking about kind of taking an inventory before you go shopping. And I was thinking about that as I was shopping the other day. I'm like, okay, I know as I'm fumbling through the clothes, right? Because I have a whole closet full of clothes, like you said. And I walk in, I'm like, I have nothing to wear, which is so not true. But that was a really good tip too, just to, kind of take that inventory. So when you go out, you're not just like making impulsive decisions about clothes. Like, what your needs are, just like going to the grocery store. If you go without a list, you're probably going to come back with things that you don't really want or don't really need.
Exactly. It is just like meal planning for your closet. It's really
Yeah.
about going through that, taking that inventory, deciding what gaps do I need to fill? Do I need to replace any of my staples items?
Mm-hmm.
And then just adding in a few trends per season whenever you get to that place that, you want to refresh the items that are in your closet. Then that's when we kind of start adding the pieces back in, but not before we take the inventory, because you have to know what you have in order to know what you need. And I love to tell the story that I had 15 black and white striped shirts at one point in my closet. And I went out but I came home from Target with another black and white striped shirt. And my husband's like, don't you have a shirt just like that? I walk in my closet. Sure enough, I had a shirt just like that. Right. And that was really my lesson. I'm like, dang, I could have spent that money on something else that I actually needed, not,
Yeah.
on another black and white striped shirt. So
Yeah.
I always take an inventory now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure I want to just talk a little bit just about the psychology of style, because I do think there's a lot of women who struggle with, now, am I being vain, or is it really that big of a deal? Can't I just, like, I'm in this season with littles, right? Like, does it really make that big of a difference with me putting myself together when I've had a sleepless night with a child, a little one that's woken me up all night? So can you share just a little, I'm sure there's tons of science, but I love to bring that to the audience as well. So just share a little bit about what you know about the psychology of it all.
Yes, absolutely. My background's in psychology, so I always geek out over the studies and,
I
and
love
dig
it.
into
Yeah.
this sort of thing. And I would hear from women early on, especially in my journey, about, feeling good in your clothes is vain, or it feels shallow, or I feel selfish, or I want to spend, my clothing budget on making my kids look cute. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
still walking around wearing my maternity jeans 6 months. Like, I'm raising my hand because this is actually me. I was
Right.
the one doing that. Like, I'm still in
Yeah.
my maternity jeans 6 months later. It
Right.
was partly because my real jeans didn't fit. But anyway, we give ourselves permission to invest in our families, and women do that. Like, there's this trope that exists in the media or a society that women spend our money on trivial things, or we're shopaholics or whatever. And actually, that's not true. We are more apt to spend money on our families and reinvest in our communities, especially as business owners. And the reality of that is that it's harder for us to give ourselves permission to do this. And the studies show that feeling good in your clothes is not vain. It actually leads to higher levels of self-confidence, of self-esteem, of self-efficacy. It makes us more likely to pursue goals that are important to us. It makes us more likely to apply for jobs that are, promotions for us. There's a ton of research around the internal effects of feeling good in our clothing. So, not to mention, as moms, we're role models for our kids. And if we're not investing in ourselves, is that really the message we want to send to our daughters? Like when I become a mom or when I'm in the workforce, like I'm not going to spend any money on myself. It's it's selfish or whatever. So, really just combining all of that research along with the fact that we really do have permission to do the things that make us feel good. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to feel guilty. It's not immoral. It's not unethical. It is something that is worth investing in.
Yeah. That word permission comes up a lot just with the clients that I work with, just giving themselves permission to focus at all on themselves. We're so much as women nurturers, right? And we're spending all of our time or most of our time on the kids or on the spouse or on the job. And it's like, where's room and where's time for you? And I know a lot of women that may be listening are thinking, okay, that's great, but I don't have a lot of time to spend, right? Getting myself put together. And I think there is this misconception that it takes an hour or 2 hours to put yourself together. And it really doesn't. Can you speak to that a little bit with the clients you've worked with? Like it can be a very simple process of putting yourself
Absolutely.
Together.
Yes, I can be completely put together in 30 minutes a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I think that a lot of that has to do with some time saving measures that you can take beforehand. I wash my hair twice a week so that I can just style it on, an ordinary day very quickly. I have a makeup routine that I have down to about 7 minutes. And I also don't spend a lot of time in my closet wondering what to wear because I do follow the Outfit Formula's philosophies of having the right pieces in my closet and being able to mix and match them into different outfit ideas. And of course, I refer back to the photos that I have and the things that I've already prepared in advance. It's all about the preparation. Again, it is truly like meal planning. When you have the right ingredients on hand and you have the right recipes, then maybe you spend, an hour on a Sunday preparing for your week ahead. And getting dressed and getting ready can kind of be that same sort of thing where you're looking for the time-saving things that you can do in advance in order to save time during the week whenever it is hectic and you are trying to get kids out the door and you don't have a lot of time to spend on yourself. So I really, truly am a believer in pre-planning. Sometimes that means planning out your outfits for the week. We just developed an app. And one of the things that I really wanted in this app was an outfit calendar that showed you exactly what you're wearing in the week ahead. Cause a lot of times women come to me and say, I got to keep up with laundry. Like, I don't even know, what pieces I'm going to be wearing this week. But when you're able to just look out on a Sunday at this is my outfit plan for the week, you know exactly the pieces that you need to have clean and ready to go in order to accommodate that. And I did this with my kids too, when they were younger, when they were growing up. We would go into the closet on Sunday night. We would go through and decide what they needed to wear for the week ahead. And that was just one less thing, one less argument. I had a very stubborn child.
I was going to say, I bet there were a lot of arguments that didn't happen because of the planning. Yeah,
exactly. She's great now. But when she was involved in the planning process, like the mornings used to be a nightmare. Like she was like, I don't want to wear that. I don't want to wear what you picked for me. But if she was involved in that process on Sunday night and was helping to choose her outfits for the week ahead, there was no arguments in the morning. It was amazing. It was life-changing.
Yeah. My kids go to private school, so they have a uniform, so they don't get to pick their clothes, which my youngest is all about style and fashion. He says he's going to have his own clothing brand one day, and I believe it. But my other one would wear the same T-shirt and underwear every single day if I would let him. So two completely different kids. But we never had to worry about that in the mornings because they had a uniform that they were to wear. So I would just say for those who are listening, like take us up on this challenge and just give yourself a 7-day challenge with this and put yourself together for the next 7 days and just see how different you feel. Don't just take our word for it, like put some action behind it. And I know because I've experienced it myself too on the days that, you could even dress up some yoga pants, right? Like if you have to start small and just put a cute blouse with that, just to kind of step it up from the oversized hoodie or the T-shirt that you've had since college, like just up it a little bit and see, and put some mascara on, like you said, style your hair. Like it doesn't have to be this long routine that you're dreading every morning to do. So I would just challenge everyone who's listening to do that. Hey friends, look, I'm so excited. I have a new resource for you. It's called Rev Up Your Dreams, and it's a guide for helping you to ignite your passion. So learn how to identify and fuel your deepest desires. It's going to help you craft your vision. It's going to help you overcome obstacles because we know as mompreneurs, there are obstacles along the journey, and then some actionable steps for you to take. So you may have had a child who's like, but why? Right? But why? You tell them something and they're like, but why? Maybe you were that child growing up and you just needed to get down to the root reason why. Like it's just being curious. And I think we lose that simple curiosity in our mompreneur journeys. And so we have this disconnect between what our goals are and why we have them in the first place, why we became a mompreneur, why we're trying to uh, hustle and create this life that we want for ourselves, for our families, for our community, the impact we're trying to have through our businesses. And so I want to help you connect the dots. And this guide is going to be a great resource for you. It's going to help you to rev up your dreams so that you can rev up your results. So you can grab it at martinewilliams.com/guide, GUIDE. We'll make sure we put the link in the show notes for you. But again, this is a great resource to help you to rev up your dreams. And you can go to martinewilliams.com/guide. So I know we're coming into a season where people are probably thinking about a reset, maybe for their closet, or maybe they're just kind of bored with what's in their closet and they're wanting kind of a refresh. What are your suggestions when it comes to that? Are you like a remove everything from the closet and start from scratch, kind of go through each piece? Like, what is the process that you would take someone through if that's kind of what they're doing?
Yes, it is an unpopular opinion, but you really do have to take everything out of the closet, especially if you haven't done a closet clean out in quite some time. I go back to my early blogging days to tell this story because I used to have major closet shame. Like I would just pack the closet full and it was, stacked up to the ceiling. We had shelves at the top of our closet. And one day I said to my husband, I really want to clean the closet out. Will you help me? And he is a very thorough person when it comes to everything. And he said, sure, I'll help you. Give me a couple minutes and then come back in and we'll do this together. So I left the room, came back in and realized that he had removed every single thing from the closet and it was in our bedroom. And I about had a heart attack. This was not what I signed up for. This was not what I had in mind, but he taught me something super important. And that was the importance of going through every single item and categorizing it. And what I did was I made 3 different boxes. And then with a Sharpie, I wrote cash, stash, and trash on these boxes. And everything went into a box. The cash box was anything that could be sold or donated. So anything that we weren't currently using went into these 3 boxes. Right. The stash box were the things that I was kind of on the fence about, but I didn't want to completely get rid of them, but I just wanted to get them out of the closet because I wasn't really wearing them. And then the trash box were things that he ended up taking to the garage and using for rags. It was like old t-shirts with stains and ripped sweatshirts and that sort of thing. So once we went through this whole process of sorting, then what was left over is what went back in the closet. So what I discovered was that we only wear about 20% of our clothing 80% of the time, which is a crazy statistic, right? Yeah. Yeah. So once you take that 80% out, you're going to feel like you have no clothes. But the fact is those are the clothes that you're actually wearing. So don't be afraid of this exercise when you get through it. This is going to put you in a really, really good position because it's going to make it blatantly obvious what you need to fill in your gaps. Maybe you're light in the jeans department, you need more denim, or the jeans that you have feel a little bit dated or out of style and you need to update them. Or maybe you need more basics. You don't have enough blouses or skirts or button downs or t-shirts or cardigans. You can start to create a list of things that you need so that you will be able to curate that list over time. And when you walk into a store, you go online, you're able to shop with a purpose because you know that everything you're buying is something that you actually need. So yes, I would highly recommend doing this closet clean out. Just get that initial big clean out over with. And then maybe twice a year, you're going to do touch ups. So between seasons, I like to keep my spring, summer clothes in my closet and my fall, winter clothes in my closet. And I do seasonally because, again, it comes back to that decision fatigue. If I see all 4 seasons of clothing in my closet, my brain is not good at like differentiating between like this stuff is off season, this stuff is not, this stuff fits you, this stuff doesn't, this is out of style, this isn't. So I try to just really cull down what's in my closet to a minimum. of the things that I'm actually wearing. And then that makes it that much easier to put outfits together too. So yes, if you keep up with it twice a year, it is not as daunting of a task. It now only takes me maybe 30 minutes to an hour seasonally. I just take my boxes or bags in there with me and I start tossing the things out that I didn't wear. And it's also easy to see now, like, oh, well, I haven't worn that in the past year. So it's probably safe to go ahead and let that go. And the important thing about that stash box that I was talking about, if these are the things that you're not quite ready to get rid of, I usually just tape that box up and I'll put it somewhere like out in our garage or in the attic or whatever. And then 6 months, a year later, I'll go back to that box. If I haven't opened that box back up and gotten anything out of it, I just take it straight to donate because I don't want to open it. It's like opening Pandora's box, right? Oh, I'm going to pull back out. No, I'm not wearing the things. It's okay to let it go. So yes.
That's the hardest part with the edit is either, maybe you're not at the size that you want to be, but you really love the shirt or you really love the pants. And you're like, oh, I'm going to save it for later. Maybe as a motivation. I don't know if you've had any clients do that and like what your advice is on that. But then others, it's like, well, someone gave that to me. I don't want to get rid of it for that reason. You have kind of sentimental reasons. Like I have the outfit in my closet right now. You would die laughing from my rehearsal dinner. Like, why am I holding? I love that dress and I love that outfit. And it's sitting in there. I'm thinking I'm going to wear. I am not the same size that I was when I got married 24 years ago, but I'm okay with that. I'm not saying I'm not. I love the health that I'm in right now, but I'm just a different person. So why do we hold on to these things? Like it seems so crazy me saying it out loud, but I know it's a real struggle for people when they go through this process, especially if they're doing it alone. And I'm going to highly recommend that y'all get with Alison so she can guide you through this or someone. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So I have a closet clean out guide that you can share in the show notes, but it's at outfitformulas.com/clean closet. And I walk you through the questions you need to ask yourself. And I'm so glad you brought this up because we have so much baggage in our closets. Like emotional baggage is in our closets, whether it's, these jeans are a size I was 5 years ago, or it's like you said, the rehearsal dinner outfit. There's a lot of stuff in there that we're holding on to. And to your first question about wanting to fit into different sizes or whatever, those pieces do not serve as motivation. If anything, when you walk in there, it's going to make you feel bad, right?
Yeah.
Seeing those items, it's not going to serve as motivation. So go ahead and take them out. You deserve to dress the body that you have now. And if that means buying a new pair of jeans, then you're going to feel great. Like I had to go up a jean size this past year and it was so liberating just to buy the new jean size and feel good in those jeans. Like I feel so much more confident wearing the size I should be in than I did in the tighter jeans. So allow yourself permission to dress the body that you have right now. And if you're on a journey, if you're on a health and wellness journey and your sizes are going to be fluctuating, it's okay to get something, with a little bit of stretch that's going to be able to accommodate you through some different sizing. It's okay to do that. And you don't have to invest in a whole new wardrobe while you're in this interim period. You can definitely, add a few pieces just to keep things interesting.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah.
And as far as, really letting go of things, you have to get honest with yourself. And it helps to do this with a friend. It's hard when you're doing it by yourself. It's hard when you're trying to let go of things. Sometimes you need a spouse or your friend or somebody to come alongside you and help you to get rid of the things. And again, it's not a matter of you have to get rid of the rehearsal dinner outfit because you don't. It brings back happy memories. And maybe that's something that you'll want to share with, your kids someday. There's nothing wrong with that. Just get it out of sight, out of mind, put it in storage somewhere so that it isn't taking up space in your main closet. So that, again, it's not contributing to that decision fatigue of seeing so many items in your closet when you walk in.
Yeah. I've not heard anyone say, it's not that I haven't heard anyone say, but I've never thought about the seasonal thing too. Like I have all of my clothes in the closet and I'm sitting here thinking that is really for someone like me who does struggle with decisions. And I do get decision fatigue pretty easily. Like that is a lot of stuff for my brain to try to look at every single day to figure out they're categorized. So they're organized, but it's my entire wardrobe is sitting in my closet. So I'm gonna have to try that when I do my reset, which I do keep up with it once a year, maybe not twice a year. I try to go through it and pull things out that I haven't worn the previous season.
Even once a year is awesome. It's just really a matter of getting rid of that stuff that just tends to accumulate over time. We moved into this house 3 years ago, and it was such a relief to get rid of so much stuff whenever we moved in there. Granted, we're starting to fill it back up again, but just having that reset of getting rid of things and reducing clutter and really just realizing that you don't need all of that stuff. It lightens the load in so many ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time I do an edit, I feel like 100 pounds just came off my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It just feels so much lighter walking into it. And like you said, you see other opportunities to put outfits together that maybe you couldn't see before because everything was so jam tight, together. So you said something just a few minutes ago about you deserve to dress for the body that you have today. I'm probably paraphrasing, but I think that's a really powerful message for women to hear that are listening today and really every day. If you could just remind yourself of that, because it's so true, but we don't give ourselves permission. There's that word again, to dress for where we are today. And we beat ourselves up for where we're not instead of, like you said, building that confidence along the journey to getting to where you want to go. Do you find that? Do you see that in your clients too, as you're working through this process?
Totally. Yes, I do. I honestly, I probably get this question at least once a week in my DMs on Instagram. It's, I don't want to buy clothes right now because, there are so many reasons. And I always tell women to stop waiting. You are worthy of a wardrobe that makes you feel good right now, right where you are. And it's really, again, like you said, it's about giving ourselves permission to feel good in what we're wearing. And just accepting that it's okay to not be where you want to be, but still honoring where you're at right now.
Yeah.
And it's so incredibly difficult for us to do that sometimes. But yes, you absolutely deserve to dress the body you have now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know there are going to be people that want to know more about what is the outfit? What is the outfit? Say it again.
Formulas.
Formula is the word I was looking for. Formula. Can you give us just a little taste of what that is and then where they can go to kind of connect with you to learn more about that?
Sure, absolutely. So Outfit Formulas is really the framework that I built around getting dressed. It is like meal planning for your closet. I create a shopping list every month and show you exactly what to buy. There are items in the categories of your tops, your bottoms, your toppers. So that's going to be your jacket, your shoes, and your accessories. So there's 5 different categories. A lot of these pieces are closet staples. They're things that you already have, so you don't have to do a ton of shopping in order to make this happen. And then you get a different outfit combo to style every single day. So we just rolled out our app. We're beta testing it right now. It still has some bugs and glitches, but it is functioning. And you get an outfit calendar and you can see how to pair up these pieces every single day. So you know what to wear. And over time, what this allows you to do is really build a good capsule wardrobe of basics. And so that you can add in those fresh, fun seasonal trends. So we do add in a little bit of trends, here and there throughout the year, just to keep everything feeling fresh and new. But it's truly just a way to make getting dressed easier. Again, just removing that decision fatigue, being able to follow an outfit plan and know exactly what you're wearing and have that decision made for you. And you can make adjustments to the outfits. If this isn't your style or it isn't working for you, it is a formula. So the pieces can be substituted with other items, which I teach you how to do as well. So it's a lot of fun. We have a very vibrant, a very active community of women who are really just there to support and lift each other up on the style journey, because it can be really intimidating and it can be super overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, another thought that I hear clients say is, I should just be able to do this on my own. Like, what's wrong with me that I'm a grown woman? Why do I need an app to put my outfits together? Or I should just, it's like, again, that permission or that beating up of self. Do you hear that from people too? Like, I should just be able to do this on my own. Why is it so hard for me?
Yeah. I used to do that to myself back in the beginning of this journey. I was like, why can't I just put an outfit together? I come from an engineering background. Shouldn't I be able to just figure out something as simple as an outfit?
Right.
But I think the thing that really was an aha moment for me was learning that, or realizing that style is a skill. You don't have to be naturally born gifted and talented in the area of style, although some women are. Some women can put together an outfit. They see that it's like they've got this. I'm not one of those women. I had to teach myself how to put outfits together. I had to teach myself the principles of style and all the foundational things and all of that. And, it's not something that you have to spend a ton of time doing. It's just like cooking and meal planning, right? You don't have to be a chef to follow a recipe and make a really good meal. You don't have to be naturally inclined in that area to do that. And I think that if you view style through that same lens and stop beating ourselves up and having that shame around the things that we should be able to do as women, that it allows us to accept the solutions and to see that there is an easier way to do this.
Yeah. Well, and you've cut through a lot of the hard work for people. Like you have such a great solution for someone who doesn't have maybe a background in style or does feel like it's going to be so much work. Like you've cut through so much of that red tape for people if they just, come into your program or download the app whenever that's available to everyone. So I appreciate the work that you're doing. And I know people are going to be flooding your website and wanting to get all of that. I mean, how cool is that to have an app? Is that what you're most excited about right now? I was going to ask you, like, what are you most excited about as an entrepreneur right now?
I am. Yeah, it's super cool. Like I didn't really have like a true tech background. So really just getting into that space and working with developers and, the UX design and making sure that it works well for our demographic of women that, aren't like super, super tech savvy or not like early adopters of technology. It's been a really cool challenge and it's been a lot of fun. So yeah. And honestly, I would say that our beta test has gone so much better than I ever could have dreamed it would go. I mean, we're supposed to have bugs, we're supposed to have glitches, but but it's going pretty smoothly. So I'm excited about it.
That's so exciting. So we're going to put the link to the free guide in the show notes. Where else can they come to find you and find your programs?
Sure. You can go to outfitformulas.com. If you would like to take our outfit quiz, this is a great place to start. So it'll give you an outfit formula that you can copy today. It's at outfitformulas.com/quiz. And you can find me everywhere at Alison Lumbatis.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We could have talked for another hour. So I appreciate all your expertise and coming on here. I know people are going to be so excited to listen to this episode and took away lots of great notes. I'm, again, thinking about my closet right now. So thank you for that. And friends, I will catch you on the next episode. Well, that's a wrap, friends. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I really hope it met you right where you are and gave you some encouragement for your day. Could you do me the biggest favor and leave me a rating and review? Seriously, it's the best way for you to support the show. And while you're there, be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Thanks again. And until next time, I am believing in you always.